Okay, guys, I have a lot to talk about. So let's take this little Ferrari out for a test drive and see how it does going up against Pintos and Chevrolet, Fords, and all. What else? Buick. What other brands? Toyota, Hyundai. All of these. Let's see. Let's see how my little Ferrari 355 Cabriolet does here.
Number 0.
First pitch. Okay, we have a lot to talk about besides my little Ferrari. We're going to talk about why I'm still playing 19, what I think of 20, what's my strategy. I'm going to do a few reveals here, but one is the fact that I thought about my roster, my batting, my strategy, my aggression, my pitching. And like I said, clearly there's more than one way. I wanted to look at my viewing angles, my settings, and I wanted to kind of set all that stuff up with a few purchases. I had to buy some big time cards. And oh, there's his mistake, rookie mistake right there. Wow. I still make rookie mistakes, so to each his own. But you're going to make a lot of them when you're newish at the game. So right there, no score yet. 2 men on base. He doesn't know that I am literally about to test out my little Formula One race car right here. And he tries to get 2. But my guy outruns that. I believe that was Chipper Jones. And Chipper Jones, I think, has a little bit more speed than Bregman. Also, Chipper Jones is a switch hitter. So now I got a guy on third and first and 1 out. He thinks I'm going to run again. So let's see what happens here. And I shouldn't have swung at that, but the twilight hours, oh, look at this, look at this. I took third, and he throws to second, and I take first. Or I go back to first, excuse me. So my thoughts are, I really wanted to do, okay, here's my little Ferrari, my Chris Altuve Jr. This is the diamond, the 5-star diamond player in all of my Ferraris right there. And he gets another RBI. Even though I've got 56 speed, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get third base. And it's just the way I was turning around second base, even though he's 56 speed, I felt like I could get third base. And he did a really nice play. He ran in on the ball and threw it to third, but I still got there. Okay, 2-0 right now. And he thinks I'm gonna take Chris Altuve to second base, but I'm gonna go ahead with a 1-0 count, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to Ken Griffey Jr. And I am literally looking for a 3-run bomb here. Let's see whether I get it or not. But he's already on his heels here. But what I mean by, besides my roster changes, which have been Ron Guidry, here he goes playing mind games with me. This is all him. I don't do this kind of stuff. So I looked, as you can see there, I've got Craig Kimbrell, Chris Sale. They're the lower level ones. But Chris Sale, the only way you can make him a reliever is to use that lower level one. Otherwise, he's a starter. I was just watching that pitch right there. Okay, my little Ferrari gets another single. Now it's 3-0 right there. And I'm literally thinking right now that I want a 3-run home run and get him to rage quit. But anyway, in the meantime, so I was really kind of... without streaming videos, I was working on my my button accuracy. I was working on my pitching accuracy. I was working on my roster updates, my roster management, thinking about if I can stick switch hitters here and there, who I want. And so I literally finally put Ty Cobb in right field, and I put Ichiro on the bench. It's really hard to believe that. And I'm trying to remember who I took out, and then I went ahead and put in Eddie Murray on my bench. And I think I put Mike Piazza instead of Frank Thomas. Yeah, I think I did put Mike Piazza instead of Frank Thomas. And there were some things I really wanted to think about this game, including my viewpoints. And here's my mistake right there. That's too bad. I'm really surprised he got me right there. Very surprised. Otherwise, this would be a man on second, man on third with 1 out, and I could just literally get another guy in because he won't do the defensive adjustments and bring in the infield. That's something you push the D-pad down and you do the defensive adjustments, and that's really important. I'm definitely thinking I can get a mercy or a rage quit out of this game. And, oh man, that would have been a run. That would have been a run. That's too bad. That's too bad. So I worked on, my not my pitching view, but my pitching viewpoint after the pitch comes in, my fielding viewpoint, my batting viewpoint, not the strike zone viewpoint, but after the ball's hit. There's a lot of things you can do in this game to make it a little bit deeper. And also, I wanted to get my aggression towards being more confident on the fastball, even if it's Nolan Ryan or Bob Gibson. These guys are Bob Feller. These guys, all the Bobs. These guys that are throwing major heat. And also, I wanted my PCI placement to be in a place where I was very comfortable to go after those two pitches, because being comfortable and aggressive and confident is what really batting is all about. And so I had to work on all of those things kind of on my own. And I really wanted to just have myself reinvented. So I reinvented my PCI placement. I reinvented my batting lineup. I reinvented I tried to reinvent my pitching, but I'm actually struggling with that right now. But haven't switched over yet in any of these games to my new pitching, but I'm going to do it where I can control the early release, the late release, and I'm literally going to have it where the pitching isn't as much guesswork as it is right now. But and so my roster is a work in progress. But also I put Ron Guidry in there instead of John Lester, and we're working on to see if I like that. And then I put in, I believe, right here, Bob Feller, and put in another righty with some serious heat. So there's my fielding accuracy. So when it comes to all of these things that I was reinventing, I literally had about 12 different ways, if I listed it out, or maybe let's say between 10 to 15 ways that I could make my game a little bit better. And so I kind of had to go into this mode of, kind of figuring it out on my own and just having some time to think about it. And I thought it was really cool to do that for a couple of days. So now the question is, why am I still playing 19? And that's because I want to see what having a Ferrari feels like. Look what I do here. And I want to reach the mountaintop. I don't want to come close to the mountaintop and then start all over on 20. Also, like I said, it would be more in my favor to be on 20. But, I'm doing what I think is right for me, and what I think is right for me to reach the mountaintop on this game and see what it's like to get online and really pull out my little Ferrari and see what's going on against these other players. And then I know how to reach it again. Just like when I learned a second language and a third language. I reached the mountaintop on a second language, and I took it to a third language. And so I think that process works for me mentally. And there we go. Look at that. We're gonna get a rage quit. We're gonna get a rage quit. Okay. No rage quit here. So that's why I just think 19 is overall a better game, and I want to learn how to reach the mountaintop on these games and literally see what it feels like to make World Series and to have a really competitive team. And once I get myself trained up and my roster trained up, then I can see what it feels like to reach that mountaintop. There we go. Look at this. That is a nice hit. That is a nice hit. I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out to 3. And this will probably create the rage quit right here. Anyway, I think I've explained myself to a certain degree, and I'm going to leave it at that for now. But anyway, that's my video. Let me get that rage quit. And you guys take care. Thanks a lot.